Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Middle of the Week. My name is Michael Halfill. I'm the lead pastor at the Piedmont Park Seventh-day Adventist Church, and I hope you're having a great week this week. It's Wednesday. I'm having a tiring week already, and not because I've been working so much here at the office, more tiring because I've been working so much at home. We've had a lot of home projects to do and moving my mother-in-law. It's been tiring at home, so it's actually calmer, more relaxing here in the office. I hope you're doing well this week, friends. I wanted to share a Bible verse with you from the Old Testament, from the book of 1 Samuel, but it's about the story of David. This is at the time in David's life in 1 Samuel chapter 20, when David is a hero of Israel. He's defeated Goliath. He's been brought in to kind of live with Saul, but Saul has become jealous of David. He's thinking that David has got his eyes on the throne, and so David feels like it's not safe here. I need to leave. So he kind of makes this arrangement with Jonathan, Saul, the king's son, and says, let's put a test to this. I'm going to leave and go to my home in Bethlehem. And Jonathan says, no, the king, my dad wouldn't harm you without letting me know. And David's like, I'm not so sure. Let's put a test out there. And so I'll be gone for a few days when I should be here eating at the king's table. If the king is cool with it, then I'm all right. But if the king gets angry, then I know I better leave. And so this picks up the story in 1 Samuel chapter 20. David's not there for day one of eating, and Saul lets that go. Day two comes, and now Saul notices, and he says, where is the son of Jesse? And Jonathan says, well, he said that his brother needed him to come back, which maybe is a little bit of a fabrication, but he says he needs to go back home to Bethlehem. And so David asked me, Jonathan, for permission, and I gave it to him. And they're waiting to see how Saul reacts. Here's the reaction. So picks it up in verse 30. Then Saul's anger was aroused against Jonathan. This is his own son. And he said to him, you son of a perverse and rebellious woman, do I not know that you have chosen the son of Jesse to your own shame and to the shame of your mother's nakedness? Oh man, he is angry. Verse 32, Jonathan answered Saul, his father, and said to him, why should David be killed? What has he done? So Saul wants David killed, but Jonathan asked him specifically, what has he done? What sin has he done that should cause the king to want to do this? Here's Saul's answer that really hit me today. Then Saul cast a spear at Jonathan to kill him, by which Jonathan knew that it was determined by his father to kill David. Jonathan is Saul's son, and Saul wants to make sure that the kingdom gets passed down to Jonathan and doesn't go to David. But Saul is so angry right now, he's lost connection with God, that he actually picks up a spear. He's already thrown it at David before, but now he throws his spear at his own son, as if to kill him. All because Jonathan said, why? What's the evidence? And sometimes I have to share that with people sometimes when they come in and they say, I feel like this, or someone's doing this, or people are doing that. And I say, okay, but what's the evidence of that? Or is it just something that's going on in your mind? And as soon as Jonathan asks for evidence, Saul can give none because David hasn't done anything against him. He switches, won't give evidence, but he resorts to force to get his way. Friends, that should never be us. We should never be one that can't provide evidence for something that we have going on or decisions that we're making, and we should never resort to force in order to get our way. This is a terrible story of Saul and showing how Saul is going down, down, down as David is rising up. But in case we think David is the answer, eventually David will start going down as well too. Because humanity, friends, is not the answer. I'm not the answer. You're not the answer. In the Old Testament, what we see over and over again, as we see these heroes of faith who do good for a time and then will fall down, we see that the answer is still coming in the Old Testament. We see that the true answer to human problems, to our frailties, to our sins, is Jesus who is coming. It had to be someone other than just a human. It had to be God becoming man. And that's what we're learning in all these stories. But we can also learn something small and important in this story is, friends, we should never resort to force to get our way. Even if we're angry, even if we're upset, take a breath, take a time out, walk away, cool down. Don't resort to force in an argument or anything like that. That's what Saul was doing, and we should never do that. So just wanted to share that with you today. I hope that you have a great rest of your week. I hope you'll join us for our worship time this coming Saturday. And of course, you can join us for our Bible study time here Wednesday night. We have our Bible study time at 6:30 and our prayer time at 7:30 here at the church. But on Saturday, we have our Bible study time at 9:30 for all ages. And we have our worship time at 11. And you can join us here in person, or you can join us online as well. We're continuing our journey through the Gospel of John, and we're going to be looking at John chapter 12 this weekend. I know you'll be blessed, so I hope you'll join. Take care, everyone. Have a great week, and God bless.